Good morning, everyone. It's Sal, Stretford Post. How you doing? And welcome to another episode of Breaking Dawn. I hope you're doing good. I hope you're doing fine. I hope you're doing splendid, guys. Thank you so much for joining me on this beautiful Monday morning. Of course, guys, hope everyone is doing blessed, guys. And guess what it is today, guys? It is match day. Come on. It's match day, guys. That's what it's all about. Manchester United face Everton tonight at Old Trafford in a pivotal game, guys. Listen, if we have aspirations on getting up that table, if we have aspirations on getting that top five, Man United have to win the game tonight. I don't want to hear any excuses. Everton at home has to be a guaranteed win, guys. I don't want to hear any excuses at all, guys. Before I start, guys, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash a like on the video, all that lovely, generous stuff, of course, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. But we are getting geared up for the massive game tonight, guys. It is a midnight kickoff for me, which will technically be my birthday, guys. So Man United kickoff in the UAE at midnight, which will be my birthday. It will be my birthday, guys. I don't really count birthdays these days because, you know what, I'm getting a little bit older and getting a little bit more grayer. And I don't think, you know what, I don't like celebrating birthdays. I never did anyway, to be honest with you, apart from when I was a kid. But Man United playing Everton. All I want for my birthday is a win. Man United 3 points, of course. The 25th of November. Man United 3 points, of course, guys. That is what it's all about. Absolutely, guys. That's what we want. Now, let's get into a little bit of Manchester United news, shall we? Let's look at some of the transfer news that's going on. Of course, guys. So, look, what I would say is that in regards to Man United are looking at avenues in which to bring in some more players in January. Of course, the sooner the better for Manchester United because we don't want to be waiting until the summer. We got the AFCON coming up, and obviously we got injuries occurring at Manchester United. Now, obviously, the striker issue is a little bit of a problem for Manchester United, given that Benjamin Sesko's fitness is not quite where we want it to be, and his injury, of course, is a little bit of a worry, which is why Man United are looking at a player named Serhou Guirassy. Serhou Guirassy is a 29-year-old Borussia Dortmund centre forward, valued at around 45 million. He's a Guinea international, 26 caps for Guinea, 10 goals. Man United have been linked to this player before. He's also wanted by Barcelona. The biggest stumbling block, obviously, is his price, 45 million euros. I do believe that Man United can reduce that price, and he is 29 at the end of the day. So will Borussia Dortmund be looking to cash in on Guirassy? Now, Guirassy, of course, is playing in the Bundesliga. You know, I mean, obviously, people are going to bring this up. Oh, well, he's playing in the Bundesliga. You know, can he score goals for Man United? But Man United need to bring in somebody, obviously. If Benjamin Sesko doesn't get back up to fitness, and this is exactly what we're talking about. And Ruben Amorim said it himself. We need attackers. We need attackers because if Benjamin Sesko gets injured, we've got nobody really, a true number nine that can hold the line and score goals. Yes, you could say Xerxes could play up there. You could say Cunha false nine and Bremos false nine. Of course, you could do that. But what I would say is that they're not going to be prolific up front. Man United need to get goals. And having a striker up there, you cannot have any substitute for strikers, guys. You cannot have enough strikers. And Man United do need another striker there. Because obviously, if Benjamin Sesko gets injured, we got nobody. And we're left threadbare again, isn't it? So in January, don't be surprised if Man United are looking at the striker department, are looking at people like Ivan Toney, like Guirassy, like these type of players that Man United can quite possibly bring in. Not as a stopgap, but to help with the squad, to help with goals, of course, guys. So that is what Man United are looking at the moment. Another player that Man United are looking at, an attacking player, young Danish international, 8 caps for Denmark, 1 goal, is Victor Frodholt. Victor Frodholt is a player who plays for Porto, only 19 years old, can play centre midfielder, right midfielder, and attacking midfielder. 22 million valuation, quite affordable, but very, very highly talented, highly thought of for Manchester United. We have mentioned him on the channel before a few months ago in regards to a move to Manchester United. This could quite possibly happen as well. Now, when we're looking at players that are realistic to join Man United in the January transfer window, we are looking at players like this. We're not looking at the Andersons at the moment and Adam Whartons. I think that is going to be reserved for the summer. I think those big deals are going to be reserved for the summer. But the deals like I'm talking about, Guirassy, Frodholt, these type of players that I've been tweaking about for a while, like João Gomez, for example, will be a possibility in January. There'll be more obtainable in January, guys. So that is something to look out for. Players that are realistically linked to Manchester United in January. Man United through history have not spent a lot of money in January, and this is something that we need to change. I believe that. I've been believing this for a very long time. Man United need to start spending money in January, because Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal will spend money in January, and they will take advantage of this window. If we don't, obviously, we're going to fall further behind. And this is the problem. Man United got to stop this. They got to stop thinking, oh, you know what? Kick it down the road. Let's kick it down the road. Let's think about in the summer. We're going to think about that in the summer. Let's kick it down the road. Man United can't be doing that. Man United have to be focused primarily on getting in that top 5. It is top 5, I think, Champions League it will be, because the English coefficient and everything, the English team's doing well at the moment. So Man United need to concentrate on getting in that top 5. That should be the goal. That should be the goal, okay? So when you're thinking about Man United and you're thinking about us in general, right? Man United are like a pie chart, okay? Not a pie chart. I say a bar chart, okay? So basically, Man United are going up like this, right? We're going up. We're getting these little wins, right? And under Ruben Amorim, we're showing a little bit of patience, right? We're going up. We're going up. We're going up. As soon as we hit a line like this, we drop. We give up. And I think this is where Man United go wrong. When we get this line, when we get here, this is when we need to push it. This is when we need to push it, because we'll be going up, and then we go on a straight line path. This is when we need to say, right, how are we going to elevate? How are we going to elevate? How are we going to get there? How are we going to get higher? And that's what we need to do. That's what Man United need to do, not just give up and rest in their laurels, or we'll be all right, we'll be all right. And this goes with the fans as well. Whenever we're going up, whenever we get a little bit of a rocky patch and we go into a straight line, we don't give up on the manager. And I would urge people in every field of life to think like this. In every field of life, whether it's social media, whether it's content creation, you're always going to get that straight line. And you're always going to feel like nothing is getting better. How are we going to get more? How am I going to get more views? How am I going to get more likes? How am I going to get more success in doing what I'm doing? And the art is just patience and perseverance and investment. And this is what Man United need to do. And in January, I want to see investment in Manchester United. I want to see Manchester United say, right, we're close to the top 4, top 5. Let's push now. How can we push? Who can we get? That's got to improve Man United. Ruben, who do you need? Who's going to improve Man United? Who's a realistic target that we can get that will improve Manchester United at the moment? And you know, looking at players like Sahu Guirassy and looking at, obviously, other players that I've mentioned over the last few months, all these players have an element of, skill and an element of talent. And this is what we need. The more talent we bring into the squad, the better for Manchester United. And the more likelihood we'll move up that tally chart again, isn't it? And this is what we need to do. We can't be resting on our laurels and say, like, well, January, we never do business in January. It's all right. Forget about it. Forget about it. We're not going to do business in January. We can't be doing that anymore. Man United need to look at Arsenal and look at the way that they're climbing and look at the way that they've been not only been investing in and Arteta, but they've also been very patient with Arteta as well. And they're currently still being patient with Arteta as well because he hasn't won anything. So Man United do need to climb that tally chart. They absolutely do, and try and move up there and try and get to the levels that we need to get to. Because if we don't fight and we don't invest, we're going to just stay where we are. Right? Because there are loads of teams around us that might invest. There are loads of teams around us that are close to us right now. They're close to us. They're battling with us for the same position. What's going to make us different from the others? What's going to get us into that top 4? And that's what we have to look at, in my humblest of opinion. Big up everyone who's joined me today. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome, guys. Hello. Big up everyone, guys. Hope everything is blessed with you. Big up All Bars One, as usual, my guy. Hope you're doing well. Big up. So don't forget to smash the like button. Thank you so much, All Bars One. You're absolute legend. Good to see you. Good morning, everyone. Big up, my friend. Big up, Sanjay. Hope you're doing well. Big up, Lawrence. How you doing? Come on, you Reds. Reds is my brother's name. He's a rapper. His name's Reds. REDZZ. Check him out on YouTube. Yeah, millions of views, of course. Like across the board. Across the board. He spelled it like that. I just thought my brother. Big up, Lawrence. Hope you're doing well. And Original Bro. What's going on, my friend? Yo, what's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Really good to see you, of course. Ephraim, good to see you again, my guy. I hope you're doing well. We have to win tonight. Absolutely. We have to win tonight. It's no point us talking about what we're going to do, what we're not going to do, etc., etc., etc. We just need to win the game tonight. We can't be thinking about what Arsenal or Liverpool or Chelsea or Man City are going to do if we don't fix ourselves. If we don't get the win, what's the point of talking about other teams? Because we got to win the games that we're expected to win. Everton is one of those games. We come out of an extremely difficult period. Of course, we played Arsenal, we played Liverpool, we played Chelsea, we played Man City. We played all these teams already, guys. You know what I mean? And we have a 40% win record against them, right? So what I would say is this, right? Now is the time that Man United need to go on a little bit of a run, a little bit of a winning run. All right, we're not going to win every game. Crystal Palace is a difficult game, things like that. But if we can go the next 5 games undefeated, and that would be 10 games, you know what I mean? 10 games unbeaten. I mean, what the hell, guys? That would be absolutely fantastic, wouldn't it? Original Bro, thank you so much, my guy. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Big up yourself. Good morning, Sal. How are you, my friend? Very good, Sam. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Lawrence, happy birthday. Thank you so much. Not until tomorrow. Don't want to wish time away, of course. It is tomorrow, my birthday. 25th of November, Sagittarius crew, of course, guys. Big up, Lawrence. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much, my guy. Thank you, Ephraim. You absolute legend. Thank you for being part of this community. Big up, Ricardo. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, man. Good to see you again. Stephen. Big up, Stephen. How you doing? Good morning, Sal. Big up, United fam. Hoping United 3-0 win. Look, we won. Look, when we think about Everton, I have a little bit of a soft spot for Everton because we beat Everton last season 4-0. And it was Ruben Amorim's first win. It was Ruben Amorim's first victory was the 4-0 win. And I remember that moment because I thought, yeah, now we're going to kickstart. Little did we know we didn't really kickstart, did we? So hopefully Man United can win the game tonight and we can get a similar result. But this time we kick on and we remain undefeated, of course, guys. Ephraim, Sal, the Arsenal and Tottenham game is not a derby, one-sided derby. Look, at the end of the day, look, Arsenal versus Tottenham has never been relevant. I've never say that. I think it's an overrated derby. Tottenham are an absolute bottlers. They get absolutely smashed up by Arsenal every time they play Arsenal. There's no competition. There's no competitiveness. There's no... Look, at the end of the day, look, how can you be a rival? How can you call yourself a rival to Arsenal if every time you go to the Emirates or when they come to your stadium and you lose? There's no point. Man United haven't been in the best way this last 10 years, 12 years, 13 years, whatever it is. Man United haven't been in the best way, but we always have our fair share of wins against Liverpool and Man City, don't we? Don't we? You know, and this is the thing. We don't even see Arsenal as a rival, yet we beat Arsenal a lot of times as well. You know, and this is the thing. Like with Tottenham, they just like, I just believe Tottenham are just a waste of time. They really are a waste of time. I can't believe that we ended up losing to them in the Europa League final. My goodness me. How can we lose to that bottling team? It really does make me sick when I think about it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Big up, Ephraim. Roy, what's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Liverpool, most expensive failure of all time since the Great Depression. Big up, Roy. Hope you're doing well. Liverpool is a very, very important period for Liverpool. If Liverpool end up lower than the table, if Liverpool don't qualify for the Champions League, Liverpool are going to be in a lot of problems, guys. They spent a lot of money. There's a lot of investments in there. There's no doubt that Arne Slot will end up getting sacked. I think he will get sacked. I think he's got one more game to go. I think if he doesn't win the next game, you might as well sack him. I actually think they should sack him now. But then again, I want him to stay. I want Arne in. Come on, Arne. You know what I mean? We want him to stay. Keep staying, Arnie. We want you to stay at Liverpool. Show some loyalty, Liverpool. Come on, show me that famous loyalty that you got. I want Arne Slot to stay. Of course, I do. But obviously, we were thinking about realistically, if he does lose the next game, he's going to be in trouble and he could be sacked. Of course, guys. Welcome to the cesspit of difficulties and troublesome times, guys. Because at the end of the day, we've been through it. And look, guys, as I said, patience is a virtue. And the thing is, when you analyze things in regards to Man United and you see Ruben Amorim, you see the way Ruben Amorim talks, Ruben Amorim is quite obviously the guy to take Man United forward. He's a very intelligent guy. He's very versatile. The way he speaks, he's very smart. And I think he's the guy to take Man United forward. And I think we just need to show an element of patience. But games like tonight against Everton, at Old Trafford, under the lights, these are the games that Man United need to be winning. These are the games that Man United need to be looking at and Man United need to be thinking about getting 3 points, 100%. Now, guys, I don't know what you think about this, but Casemiro, there's rumours that Casemiro may take a pay decrease to stay at Manchester United. Now, look, this is the problem, isn't it? Look, a lot of people say, oh, yeah, Casemiro's great. We're not progressing, guys. Man United need to think more about progressing and moving on and moving forward. Unfortunately, look, Real Madrid got rid of Casemiro for a reason. They got rid of Varane for a reason. This is why Real Madrid continue to prosper, because they always look at the future. I like Casemiro. I think Casemiro has been great this season, but I think that now Man United need to start moving on and building this midfield. Because what this is telling me, with the Casemiro situation, it makes me feel like Glazeronomics. Oh, we keep Casemiro, we give him a new contract, we're going to say 65 billion on an Anderson, for example. You know what I mean? So I think that with this Casemiro thing, we need to move on from it. And despite him playing very well, thank you so much, Casemiro, this season. But at the end of the season, I think we need to move on from a Casemiro, because Casemiro is on 350 grand a week. What is his decrease going to be? 200 grand a week? It's not going to be much of a decrease. It's still going to be a lot of money a week, isn't it, at the end of the day? So I think Man United need to move on from Casemiro. Man United need to stop showing so much sentiment and stop trying to save money, because this does look like a very, very Glazeronomics type of situation where we're going to keep Casemiro and we're going to offer him a new contract, and it's like a new signing, and we're going to save 65 million, etc. Manchester United need to bring in at least 2 midfielders into this football club. Midfielders that are fit, that are raring to go, that can be at Man United for a number of years. At the moment, I still believe that Casemiro has his legs have gone. This is why Man United decline in the second half. It's a big reason why Man United decline in the second half of games, because 20, 30 minutes against Tottenham, we were all over the place, and Casemiro was knackered. We all could see it, guys. Absolutely. Man United need to bring in a couple of players there, definitely in that midfield position. Right, there was no reason to have 5 or 8 world-class players in the same team. Big up, my friend. Big up. Ephraim, big up, Ephraim. Hope you're doing well. So, if we extend Casemiro contract, we are not learn from our mistakes, or we do not want to buy 2 midfielders. This is a very Glazeronomics thing, Ephraim, and I think we need to look at this. And we can't be giddy. We can't be saying, yeah, we got him to a new contract. He's done well this season, and I granted. And Casemiro has been a decent signing for Manchester United, but no, Man United need to move on. Man United need to bring in new players now, the Whartons, the Andersons, the Stillers, these type of players that are going to take Man United forward. Yes, Casemiro is good. Yes, he's a good player. But look, he's finished in the Premier League. His legs are gone. This is why he declines in the second half of games. And this is what Man United need to understand. We got to stop being so sentimental and so understanding. Because at the end of the day, this is what the Glazers want of you. They want you to be understanding. They want you to be sentimental. They want you to say, no, we don't need it. We don't need another midfielder because we got Casemiro. We got to stay away from that, and we got to demand higher, and we got to demand more. A rebuild should mean a rebuild. That is what it should be. We need an Anderson. We need a Wharton. We need a Stiller. We need a Baleba. We need players in this football club. Of course, guys. Absolutely. We need a João Gomez and stuff. Big up, Arman. Hope you're doing well. Said hello 4 or 5 times. Thank you so much, my guy. It's tomorrow, guys. Thank you, mate. Thank you very much. Sal, is your Reds official? No, it's Red Music UK official. Just go to YouTube, type Reds, REDZZ. I've worked with loads of artists. Loads of them. Just type that down. You'll see it, my guy. Absolutely. REDZ, absolutely. Lawrence, Frank sliding into negativity, toxic culture at Spurs, Villa and Palace might be our main rivals for 4th and 5th. At the end of the day, look, I'm not going to predict where Man United are going to be going, to be honest with you, but I do believe Man United can be in that top 4, top 5, definitely. What I would say is that the good advantage that Man United are going to be having is that Palace are going to be going to Europe before we play them, which is a big thing. They'll be in Europe. So obviously they're not going to be used to that kind of thing. So Man United can quite possibly take advantage of that. I'm looking at Everton. I'm looking at these teams, and I'm looking at Man United can win these games. But by time 5 games comes, we're going to be 10 games unbeaten. But speaking of Frank, of course, Thomas Frank, I like to know where all those people, all those guys out there, the women and men who were talking about, oh, if only we had Thomas Frank. Look at him. Already he's doing bits at Tottenham Hotspur. Already he's challenging for a league title. I like to see where all those people are at the moment. I like to see where they've gone. Where's it all gone? Where did it all go? Where did it all go? Where did it all go? Where? Where are they? Because at the end of the day, at the beginning of the season, I saw them talking about, oh, Thomas Frank this, Thomas Frank that, Ruben Amorim this, Ruben Amorim that. Here we are, guys, live in colour. We're right here, guys. Where's Thomas Frank? Exactly. Thank you very much. We did say it, guys. Patience is a virtue. This is what we're talking about. Thomas Frank is a Brentford manager. Thomas Frank will always be a Brentford manager. That is what it is at the end of the day. Despite you give... Look, guys, there are some managers out there that are good managers at teams like Brentford, teams like Everton, like David Moyes. He's very good at Everton, but bring him to Man United, you see what kind of manager he is. You know what I mean? And this is what we're talking about. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Big up, Piosh. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. I think Casemiro might be used as a rotation. I don't know, mate, because obviously Piosh, Man United need to move on from Casemiro. He's too much money a week, and he will stifle the development of the young players. We've got great young players coming through. Why do we need to keep a 30-plus-year-old who's finished in the Premier League? Again, this is where we go wrong. Man United shouldn't be doing that. This is a Glazeronomics thing. We need to build a squad, not only a team, a squad. And if we're keeping players like Casemiro on 350 grand a week, it'll go down to about 250 grand a week, which is a lot of money. We're not going to have an asset on 200 grand a week on the bench. This is the thing. This is what we have to realize. You know what I mean? We have to think about what we used to do, which made us successful, and stop thinking about now that, oh, we need to hug on to these players. We really do, because in case, we need to keep. No, we need to move on, and we need to be brave. Ephraim, Sal, I am fuming how we did not beat this Spurs team. Me too, mate. Hey, big up, Sniper Man. How you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing good. Sal, did you see Ronaldo's bicycle kick? I can't believe he at 40 years done that. He's the GOAT, mate. Sniper Man, he's the GOAT. He's the greatest of all time. I've said it 100,000 times. At 40 years old, this guy is the GOAT of football. I'm telling you right now. If anyone wants to bait me, I'd bring it on, because that guy is the GOAT of football, and he didn't have the media and the PR team around him like Messi does. Absolutely. I can't send the link. Go. What's that? Can I send a link in the go? What's that, mate? I don't know what you mean by that. Big up, Helge. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Good morning, side. Casemiro possibly extending literal definition of we got food at home in the fridge. Yeah. Why progress? A great analogy. Absolutely. Start going to save money. So Jim Logic, Glazer Logic. What has changed? If we keep Casemiro, what has changed from the Glazer days? This is exactly what the Glazers will want. The Glazers want us to keep Casemiro because they're going to save 65 million. They know it, isn't it? They're going to save 65, 70 million. Keep Casemiro. We only need to buy one midfielder then. Then again, we might not even have to buy a midfielder. Perhaps we can keep Bruno in the number 8 position and keep Casemiro for one more season. Come on, man. We need to move on from this midfield. The midfield has been a problem for God knows how long. The last decent midfielder we purchased was bloody Michael Carrick. All those years ago. You know what I mean? We need to go out there and we need to fix that midfield, get a couple of midfielders in there and move on, of course, guys, because you don't move, always keep reading the same bloody chapters. Absolutely. Absolutely. Cass did come out on the Brazilian paper saying that he would not take a cut to his wages. I think Romano is out picking berries. You never know, mate. We never know. I mean, there's always smoke. Never smoke without fire, Yale. Big up, Yale. Exactly what you say about Frank and Moyes doing good at other clubs are failing at United is spot on. All the people wanting Amram to get sacked for women Glazner and Orange. They don't understand. They're clueless, mate. It's exactly what I said about business. And I would urge people, go and watch Diary of a CEO. And when you watch Diary of a CEO, right, go and see Kevin Hart. Go and see Kevin Hart. And he will tell you about the art of patience, about tally charts, about when it goes straight, not to give up, not to jump off and say, no, I don't want to do this anymore, I'm giving up. You have to be patient sometimes. You have to see something through, at the end of the day. Everyone wants to see the new shiny new toy. Everyone thinks that this manager could do better. But one bad result, it's all over. We give up. I can't be bothered. We give up. We need a new manager. This is the difference, isn't it? This is the difference between true success and petulant little children who don't understand what it is. You have fake success. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day. Can I send a link in the chat? It depends what it is, man. If it's copyright material, I can't really do it. What do you want in the chat, my friend? Let me know. But let's get a hipster manager from a lowly league. Okay, he plays a Barca prime. Exactly, mate. There's a reason that Ruben Amorim is here today. There's a reason that Ruben Amorim is doing what he's doing. Ruben Amorim has all the... I listen to Ruben Amorim. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued when I listen to Ruben Amorim. I'm like, he talks a lot of sense. There's not just one basic thing. There's not a whole load of cliches. There's actually intelligence in what he's saying. Intelligence. He knows what he's doing. Man United are not a quick fix. We know Man United are not quick fix, but everyone seems to think that Man United are this some kind of quick fix. People have a derelict building and they think all we need to do is just sweep the floor and that's it. It's going to be fine. There's asbestos everywhere. There's toxic fumes everywhere. It's going to take time to fix it. Ruben Amorim is slowly but surely getting to that level where we can fix it, right? And look, now we're 5 unbeaten. We may be up to 10 unbeaten in a month's time. You know what I mean? Is that not progress? You know what I mean? And then when we look at that and we look at the games we played, the tough games that we played, we probably had pound for pound the hardest start to the season out of everyone. And here we are, guys, progressing. You know what I mean? And this is the thing. As soon as it goes on a straight line, people say, oh, we're not improving. Guys, listen, we're going to get up there. By hook or by crook, we will get to where we need to be, guys. Absolutely. Big up, my friend, Helge, big up my guy. Since Carrick, Mata and Herrera were decent, Mata and Herrera were okay, but they're not Carrick level. World-class midfielders like Carrick was a world-class midfielder. Herrera and Mata were not. Herrera was a good player. However, I think we misprofiled Herrera. But Chelsea would not sell Man United Herrera. Chelsea would not sell Man United Juan Mata, if he was deemed their future, if he was a world-class player. He was a good player, but he was nowhere near a midfielder. Anyway, Mata was an attacking midfielder. He was not a central midfielder. Herrera was, but Mata wasn't. Mata was more like an attacking player, not a midfielder. I'm talking about midfielders. So Carrick was the last world-class player we purchased. Yeah. In my opinion. I saw that exact episode, myself and Kevin Hart. Perfect analogy to this situation, mate. Exactly, mate. And this is what people don't understand. They think getting this, and this is exactly what Kevin Hart said as well. They think you get this, and everything, you do this, but the less is the better. You know, you have to finish out the project. You have to make sure you finish this project. Because at the end of the day, we're going to carry on doing the same thing over and over again. We're not going to get success, right? Ruben Amorim is quite obviously a talented manager. Work with it. Back him. You know, push him. That's what we do. That's what we need to do. Push him. And no one comes out of these analogies on these streams because I've been in business. I've been in the music industry. I had my own record label. So I understand the art of it. I understand the art of disappointments. I understand the art of making a record and spending thousands on that record to send that record out with a music video and everything, and it flops. I've been there, right? But did we give up? You don't give up, do you? You don't give up. You carry on, you push. And that's what Man United should do. This is what I want to see from Man United in January, right? Even if things are going a little bit treacherously up until January, I want to see us right. What's it gonna take to make us go on to the next level? What's it gonna take to make us progress and fix up and climb? What's it gonna do? Well, how are we gonna get there? You know what I mean? Investment, push. We need this, we need that. We need to carry on with this project. Now, Jim Ratcliffe did a good thing in backing Ruben Amorim. That's great. But now backing is not just words. Backing is actions, right? It's actions. It's not just saying we're gonna keep you and that is it. You got to back him. You got to put your money where your mouth is and say, right, in January, what do you need, Ruben? How are we going to get in that top 5, Ruben? If we're not in the top 5 by then, if we are in the top 5, how are we going to stay in that top 5? How are we going to stay, you know, in that Champions League position and maintain that? How are we going to do that? And then after that, how are we going to go to the next level? How are we going to challenge for the league title? How are we going to challenge for a Champions League? Where do we need to do? What do we need to do that? Ruben Amorim is the guy to do that. Trust me. That's a big up, Helge. Absolutely good. Great minds and all that. I think I found your brother's music channel on YouTube. Reds, just type Reds, REDZZ. There's loads of videos. Prisoner, Magic. Psycho, everything. Helge, there's a reason that why Amorim was wanted as a bloody Pep and Klopp predecessor. Absolutely. Say what you will about City and Liverpool, but they aren't just throwing dart at anything. Exactly. But people don't want to listen to this. They don't want to listen to this. Look, if Ruben Amorim took charge of that Liverpool team last season, he'll win the league. He'll win the league. The team is already there. It's already ready. He would have won the league. You know, at the end of the day, this is what we're talking about. Liverpool wanted him, and obviously Man City earmarked him as a replacement for Pep. There's a reason because of that. He schooled Pep in the Champions League 4-1. You know, he's done it. People have looked at Ruben Amorim and thought, yeah, this is the guy that we need. But of course, we can talk all day long and we can sing Ruben Amorim's praise till the cows come home. We need to win that game tonight, right? We need to win that game tonight. Tonight, Everton at home, Old Trafford, under the lights, win the game, and we move on. This is what Man United need to do. Absolutely. Big up, Helge. Yale, Ruben is doing more than just picking a team and training. He's trying to fix a broken club. Exactly. Something that will take time. He could have maybe need a second assistant manager with experience. Look, he's got his guys there, of course, guys. I did speak about this before, that he needs an assistant that is vocal, that's helpful. But he obviously trusts the guys that he has there because he's had them by his side for years. And I kind of like that because it does show an element of loyalty. And loyalty for me is very, very important. And when a manager shows that loyalty to his guys, I like that, to be honest with you. I'm not going to argue with it. I say, okay, that's his assistant manager. That's the guy he wants because he believes in that assistant manager and he believes in loyalty. Just like I would always be loyalty. If my channel suddenly blew up and became 1 million, 2 million subscribers, I remember you guys here. I remember the originals. I remember that. Do you know what I mean? And I admire loyalty. I think that's a great trait to have on someone. Do you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I'm not going to pick any bones about that too much. Absolutely. Lawrence, Chelsea also sold us an injured player in Mount, a technical England number 10, but a part-timer. Yeah, look, at the end of the day, these teams don't sell their players if they need them players. In particular, selling them to a so-called rival in regards to Manchester United. These teams wouldn't sell Mata and Mount to Man United if they really, really needed them. They're laughing all the way to the bank. Look at Mount. How many games has he played? Every 5 minutes, Mason Mount is injured. Do you know what I mean? Held, I found some great quotes about perseverance. Is it okay to post some on here? I'll try and read them because I don't know. I have to read everyone's comments, Held. Sorry. I can't read. I read a lot of messages, guys. Can I send a link in the chat? Yes, you can, my guy. You can send a link. What link is it? What link is it? I can't. At the end of the day, why do you want to send a link, guys? Absolutely. Yeah, I'm not here to read a novel, guys. I'm here to read comments and stuff. I appreciate everyone, but I can't be reading out loads of comments, guys. Absolutely not. You know what I mean? Guys, yeah, so what I would say is that everyone knows what I'm talking about. Everyone knows you don't need to write quotes. I'm talking about it on here. You know what I mean? I'm here. I'm me. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. I've had my business. I've had my brother in the charts. I've done things. You know what I mean? You can listen to me for free, or you could just copy quotes from YouTube. I don't know, or Google. But I can't send. No one can send any links because if it's copyrighted material, I might accidentally click it. I don't know about you guys. To be honest with you, I don't know. Arman, you got to tell me, Arman, what the link is. What is the link? What is the link that you want to send, Arman? Let me know, and we go from there. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. I want to send it. Yeah, send it, mate. If you want to do that, yeah, you can send that. Yeah, you can send that. Oh, man. If you want to send a link on YouTube, you can do that. Yeah, my brother's music. Yeah. Yeah, you can do that. What song do you want to send? What song do you want to send? Send it on here. You can do that, my guy. Absolutely, guys. Absolutely. Yeah, so look, what I would say is that, most important thing is tonight. That's all I care about. All I care about is tonight. Man United winning the game. I don't care how we win the game as long as we win the game, right? And that is all I care about. Mount not breaking every 30 minutes this season does show just how much Ruben cares about his players. He does have a pelvis injury, yeah, and people don't understand about the pelvis injury. They don't really understand the magnitude of the pelvis injury. The medication that you have to take from a pelvis injury has knock-on effects in regards to other parts of the body, including the joints. And the thing is that this is the problem that we're having with Mount. Every time he gets fit, he has his problem, then he's injured again because of the medication and stuff, because of the pelvis injury that he's currently doing, of course. He's very good at making, yeah, we were very good at making music, man, but we were very good at making music, absolutely. Yeah, that's what you get from, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I'm not just a YouTuber. You know what I mean? At the end, guys, absolutely. Yeah, been out there, you know what I mean? And stuff, guys, absolutely. Been out there, done my thing and stuff like that, and worked with legends. And I'm internally grateful for that. But that came with work. That came with not giving up. That came with through every adversity of, I'm tired of this, I give up with this, forget this, throw this out the window. At the end of the day, I'm tired of this, Not me, not us. And that's what Man United should be like. Not give up with every turn. You know what I mean? Go on, send me it, man. Send me what your favorite song is in regards to that. Absolutely. Held, sure, it not being injured while this whole season in prep for the World Cup is a disgrace, in my opinion. People say it's positive. I actually get really, really angry about it. And yeah, because it shows you the mentality, doesn't it? It shows you the mentality. Guys, it shows you the mentality of him as a person. And it's not the first time he's done that, Held. He's done that before. You know what I mean? He's done that before. Absolutely. Send it. I haven't got it. Send it in the chat, mate. Send it in the chat. I haven't seen anything in the chat, mate. Where is it? That type of injury Mount had used to be a career ender. Yeah, it did. It did. It still is. It still is. He literally barely had 3 months fit for United in the last 4 or 5 years and come before the Euros. Can't seem to bother play. I mean, this is something that we need to change, isn't it, Helge? You know, at the end of the day, you know, this mentality where we're either injured or you only keeping fit because of the World Cup. There's no coincidence, guys. You'd be absolute a fool to think that Shaw's fit miraculously. Shaw is fit right now because he's vying for that World Cup space. He wants to be in the World Cup squad. He wants to go to America with the England squad. That's why Luke Shaw is fit. But great for Man United, he's fit. I don't think he's been phenomenal. I still think he's very, very, a little bit heavy, if you ask me. But in my opinion, I think that, you know, we need to be wary of these kind of things because this is no coincidence, guys. And it's something that many of us predicted a while ago, that Luke Shaw would be fit before the World Cup. Lo and behold, here we are, guys. Absolutely. Absolutely. I was born to make history. You were born to be the witness, Haaland. Absolutely. I was born to make history. You were born to be a witness, Haaland. Absolutely. I've already made history myself, so he's not talking to me. Has Isaac gone? Yeah, I went to America, done some big things, guys. So, you know what I mean. In the Premier League, yeah, as Isaac got, I don't know, mate. I don't really concentrate on them. Anthony got a red card. Yeah, F Anthony. Exactly fits when he wants. A lot of our players the last 10 years, people blowing up his and Mount Horn, an absolute sheep. I know. It annoys me. It annoys you. It annoys me because we can see through it. And I'm tired of this now. I'm tired of players being fit for 30% of the season. I'm tired of players playing when it's an England game. But I'm not going to bring that in now. I'm going to say that, yes, tonight is a massive game. Tonight, we need to win this game, but we do have to start thinking about the future as well. And this is exactly what we've been talking about earlier in the show about Casemiro and players like that. It's time we moved on these players, and we need to stop the nostalgic attitude. We need to stop the, attachment to certain players. That's what we need to do. And that is Bruno, that is Casemiro, that's Maguire, that's Dalot. All these players, guys, Mason Mount, all these players, we need to cut off from the source, the attachment and the softy, lovey-dovey feelings towards players. Because at the end of the day, we will not get to where we need to be, of course. Big up, Helge, by the way, absolutely. Big up, Sal. Do Man United sign another striker in January? Well, we got linked to Guirassy, which is a striker from Borussia Dortmund, this last 24 hours. In fact, it's 48 hours, but I didn't mention it yesterday, but I was going to mention it today. I did mention it today. Sahu Guirassy, of player like that. Man United are looking for the ilk of player like a Guirassy, like someone that Man United can acquire. Guirassy is 45 million euros, so that might be the stumbling block, and he is 29 years old, so that might be the stumbling block. Man United are looking at a number of players. Obviously, I spoke about Said Al-Mala, of course, guys, the player plays for Cologne, João Gomez, another one. Man United are looking at the attacking area, obviously, because we only have one striker at the moment, a proper striker, number 9. I would class Xerxes as a false number 9, a number 10, in my opinion. So Man United are looking for number 9. Man United are looking for more strikers and more attacking players, of course, guys. Absolutely. So, suddenly we live in a world where we are supposed to stand up and applaud Maguire, Mount and Shaw for putting in 5 out of 10 performance. I mean, this is the problem, Man United. This is the standards that have been lowering, isn't it? The standards that have been lowering. I don't have any sentimental feelings towards any of these players. None of these players, by the way, apart from the players that have only been here a few months, of course, and the younger players. I have no sentiments towards them because at the end of the day, the likes of Maguire, the likes of Dalot, the likes of Shaw, the likes of Bruno, the likes of Casemiro, the likes of Mason Mount, serial failures or serial injury-prone players. And I'm tired of it. I want players that now who are going to move Man United forward and get us to the promised land where we're supposed to be now. I would dearly love a lot of those players who've been there for years to prove me wrong and get in that top 4, right, this season. But they've done that before, haven't they? And then the next season, it all falls down again and we're back to square one. Do you know what I mean? I'm not having it. Me neither, Helge. Me neither. Absolutely not. I agree with Helge here. Look, we have to hold ourselves at a high standard at Manchester United. And we have to say, look, how comes Luke Shaw is all of a sudden miraculously fit before the World Cup? Isn't that weird? Didn't he do that with the Euros as well? Then in between injured, Stephen, Harry Maguire out of the Everton game, probably. Harry Maguire is starting to be injury prone as well. The one great thing about Harry Maguire over the years is that his consistency in regards to not being injured. Now he's starting to get injured as well. And this is where we need to say, okay, now maybe Harry Maguire. And I look at Harry Maguire, obviously Harry Maguire's body is very awkward. He's going to have problems going forward. So Man United need to look at that as well. Absolutely. Cunha is a doubt. Cunha will be fine. Manchester United need to win. Cunha didn't want to turn on the lights, the Christmas lights. Manchester United need to win because if they lose or draw, I think they might stay in 8th. Pardon me if I'm wrong. Yeah, Man United do need to win, right? Bottom line, Roy, look, I'm not looking at the table. I'm looking at Man United winning. The more we win, we'll get up the table naturally. But we have to win. We can't be thinking about Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, Man City if we don't win our games. We have to win our games. We got a possibility here to climb up this table. This table is very, very tight, guys. We got a possibility to climb up this table and we got a possibility to get into that top 4. Now, we got a great opportunity. We cannot drop points against Everton at home. Everton at home. We cannot drop points against Everton at home. That is a no-no. No. I know that Everton had improved this season under David Moyes. I know what David Moyes does. We all know what David Moyes does. Every time he comes up against Manchester United, he becomes the world-class manager. He becomes Carlo Ancelotti. That's what he does, right? So we got to make sure we do not give him that opportunity. And against Everton, we absolutely score them, smash them, put them in the gutter and move on. That's what we should do. Absolutely. Absolutely. Big up, of course. Maguire's body is not exactly born for fitness. Spot on what you say. His injury and body will become... He's an awkward guy, isn't it? He's got knobbly knees and stuff like that. And he's a little bit awkward. Do you know what I mean? And I would say that, yeah... I think we need to think about moving Maguire on. I don't think we should offer him a new contract. That's it. I think Man United need to move on. We got Aiden Heaven. We got Licha Martinez, who's injury prone as well. Aiden Heaven's had a couple of injuries. We got obviously De Ligt and we got Euro now. And we need to think about the future. We need about what's going to be the next defense for Man United. Who's going to be the next centre-backs for Man United? That's what we need to be thinking. Not roll back time. Not roll back the Netflix series. Let's go History Channel again. Do you know what I mean? We need to stop going into that and being sentimental. Look. Success and greatness weren't built with sentiments. Let me tell you that right now. Sentiments don't come anywhere near success. There's no sentiments there. You think we were sentimental to Bayern Munich in 1999? Do you think we were sentimental when they dominated the game and we won the game 2-1 in the last couple of minutes? Do you think we were sentimental? Do you think we give a damn? That's football, and that's what we have to do. We have to be ruthless, and that goes with every single thing, whether you're in front of goal or whether you're a player who played for Man United who's injury prone. Oh, he's a nice lad. Oh, he's a nice lad. Oh, he's a nice lad. I don't care about nice lads. Nice lads finish last. Sheringham and Andy Cole didn't like each other. No one cares. They got made success. That is the most important thing that we care about. I would much rather every single one of these players hate each other and be successful than be lovey-dovey hugs and kisses. You know, at the end of the day. And that's what I would care about. Licha, Heaven, De Ligt, Academy, Euro, Mazra could be our defense in nets. Exactly. We need to move on. All right, we bring in another player, maybe to that's his cover. I rate Kolungi. I rate Fredrickson as well. We got a few defenders in the youth team as well that can possibly come through. Great thing about Ruben Amorim was talking yesterday about young players coming through, including Fletcher and Shea Lacey, are very, very talented. And their time will come. And the great thing about what Ruben Amorim was talking about also about the young players coming through is the attitude of young players and having the right attitude, you know, getting them right to play for Man United. And I think this is very, very important because they could be talented. They could believe their own hype. But what Ruben Amorim said yesterday, which I think it resonated with me, he said that just because they play for Man United, it doesn't mean that they're there. It doesn't mean that because there's some young players that sign that first contract at Man United and think, I've made it. You haven't made it. You haven't made it. That's the beginning. That's when you have to start playing and training and improving. Some players think as soon as they sign their first contract at football clubs these days, talking about the new school, they think that's it. I'm done. I've made it. It's that. That's it. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day. Helge, we can literally sell short Maguire without having to replace them easily. Absolutely, brother. Bye-bye won't be missed. Absolutely. Big up, Helge. Big up. Like, at the end of the day, I have nothing but respect for players who play for Man United and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, at the same time, they get paid a lot of money. We have to look at things from an objective point of view. We have to look at things. We are Manchester United. We are the Real Madrid. We are the Bayern Munich of England, right? A lot of people don't think that, but we are. All right. So we have to look at things. Have they been successful at Man United? Have they lived up to Manchester United's reputation? Have they lived up to it? Have they done the legends proud? Have they done them proud? Have they done the fans proud? Have they done? And you have to say a big firm no. You have to say, no, they didn't last season. It's still fresh in our memory. We came 15th last season. We lost the Europa League final against Spurs. That Spurs. In fact, it was worse than that Spurs, you know, at the end of the day. Helge, I think also what you're saying about academy and first team with Amram is spot on. He has advantage because he's an ex-player who have experienced academy players coming in thinking they're it. Yeah, they're not it. Exactly. They're not it. You haven't made it. Who are you? And that's how the mentality should be. And that is what exactly, Helge, what I enjoyed about what Ruben Amram said yesterday. You've not made it. Yeah, you play for Man United. Congratulations, bruv. But you're not made it, mate. You're not made it yet. You just signed the paper. At the end of the day, that's it. But what have you done for Man United? Go and make history, mate. Improve, practice every single day like they used to. I actually don't think they practice as much as they used to. And Ruben Amram also said that this team is not 100% yet. He said in training, they're not 100%. So this team is not where we need it to be at the moment because there's quite obviously a few players that are just simply not good enough. Ruben Amram basically said it there. He basically spelled it out for us. Do you know what I mean? That a few of these players, they're just not good enough. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. The thing about Obi, is as well, yeah, and that Obi clearly thought the door was open last season. He got his, and it got to his head. Thank you so much, Helge. People say to me, and so many people come and say, what about Obi Mikel? What about Obi Mikel? What about him? So what about him? What about him? He's had his opportunity. Come on the pitch and he cowered. You know, at the end of the day, you come on the pitch and you're like a Bambi on ice. You know what I mean? Practice. Go back and practice. These players need loans. I've said it 100 times. They need loans. They need loans. They need to go out there and get a loan and improve. Because when you sign for Man United, and this has been the problem over the years, right? At Man United, we have good young players coming through, blah, blah, blah. Remember Ravel Morrison? Ravel Morrison was one of the most talented young players you've seen, but look at him. You know, attitude, arrogance. I've made it. I'm this, I'm that. Look, it happened to him. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. That he played through necessity and not through performance. Look, at the end of the day, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be blowing smoke up these players' arse at an early age. And we even see it in the streams that there's players that haven't even made a mark or scored a goal for Man United and they're blowing smoke up their backside, right? We have to understand this. Proof is in the pudding. When you go on that pitch, you have to make something happen, right? I remember Danny Welbeck, right? Danny Welbeck coming through the ranks. And I remember Danny Welbeck getting on the pitch. What did Danny Welbeck do? Smash one in the top corner from 30 yards. You know what I mean? That's what you do. That's what you do. Even Federico Makeda and players like that who didn't quite make it at Man United, even Januzaj and players like that who didn't quite make it at Man United, made an impact early. Early impact. You know what I mean? And when I'm thinking about the class of 92 and I think about those guys, David Beckham, you know what I mean? Halfway line goal, announce your arrival, boom, boom, boom. That's what you do. Do you know what I mean? Make something happen. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. By the way, I love you pick up the same things as me. Big up my guy. I'm sure we're at least half a big up my friend. Probably. I think it was worrying when he said he needs to watch every drill, every action like that. Yeah, it was worrying. And we have to read between the lines. Some of these players, as I said, you can't change the spots on a leopard. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. These players are serial failures. And we have to remember that. And people have to remember the context in regards to this. And we have to remember that these players have not challenged for a league title in 15 years. You know, and I don't care if we came second, 20 points behind Man City. That's not challenging for a league title. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Can we play a match to keep a clean sheet and sit professionally on a 2-0 lead? I think we just need to win the game, my bro. Lawrence, I think I'll be happy to win the game. Positive football will breed clean sheets anyway. We just need to carry on. I think the fact that Man United sit back is when we concede goals. We can't sit back. We need to go forward and play positive football and not just sit back and invite teams onto us, because that's what happens. You concede goals. That's what we did against Spurs. Charlie, sounds like Ruben will be a little bit more hands-on with the academy. Yeah, there are 5 standouts come JJ Gabriel, and actually we found a bench for United. I would like JJ Gabriel on the bench, but again, this is exactly what it's like. I think Ruben Amram is handling the youth players very, very well. Obviously, he did say as well there are other people dealing with it, but he has got an on-look. He is aware of it, and that he's got his ear to the ground, which I really like about Ruben Amorim, that he's got his ear to the ground in regards to the academy. And I like that about Ruben Amorim. I really do. And he knows, because Ruben Amorim has developed players in his career. I know that a lot of people forget this, but even at Sporting Lisbon and even at Braga, he has developed players, guys. He has developed players. And yeah, you know, I would say that definitely. Absolutely. Big up, Daryl. What's going on, my friend? The member, Daryl. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are in the world. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the stream, mate. Hope you're doing blessed, my guy. Absolutely. Helge, I predict a 4-1 win, but I would prefer 3-0 with a clean sheet. I mean, I prefer anything. A win is a win. I'm not going to be like, you know what I mean, crying all the way to bed, crying myself to sleep if we win 4-1. You know what I mean? Long as Man United win the game, I couldn't care less. I really couldn't, because back in the day when we used to win league titles, we used to concede goals. I didn't really care as long as we win the game. At the end of the day, it would be nice for Senny Lamens, of course, to keep a clean sheet. I want Senny Lamens to keep as many clean sheets as he possibly can. That would be absolutely fantastic, of course. Sal, please, who is this Porto star? Porto, who? I don't know what you mean by that. I don't know what you mean. LT, big up Sal. Finally game day with an opportunity to go forth. We just need to quietly collect the points. Absolutely, brother. And other teams around us to drop points. Absolutely, my friend. Absolutely. Helge, whatever people say about Amorim, they would watch when he left. It's not normal at all this day and age to cry when a manager leaves. You know, yeah. Look, at the end of the day, exactly. That was at Sporting Lisbon. Yeah, I get it, Helge. Yeah, at Sporting Lisbon, players cried. When players cry when the manager leaves, you know there's something there. Look at Trent Alexander-Arnold when Klopp left. Look at Trent Alexander-Arnold. He cried his eyes out. And I'm sure other players did as well. That's the difference. But they know that guy. They know he's the manager. They know it. You know what I mean? Have you heard about Sporting Lisbon since Ruben Amorim left? Who's heard about Sporting Lisbon since Ruben Amorim left? Oh, but we were hearing about Sporting Lisbon when Ruben Amorim was the manager, though, innit? We heard about him there in the Champions League. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Ephraim, Sal, my fear is no patience for our fan base to give Academy a chance. Yeah, we live in that generation, my friend. Just as long as we get the win, I'm happy to accept. Me too, brother. Me too, Daryl. As long as we get the win, that is what the most important thing is at the end of the day, is we win the game. Clean sheets, this and that will come. As long as Man United win the game, for me and for everyone else, I think that is the most important thing. Like some of our boys said last night, can we do something with the midfield in the second half, keep possession and protect the defense? We did that against Sunderland. Yeah, but at the same time, we're at Old Trafford. We shouldn't be thinking about how to nullify them. We should be thinking about how to beat them, not worry about them. I'm not worried about them. We'll be all right. Let Ruben Amorim do his thing. He knows what he's doing. And remember, Klopp was there almost a decade. Amorim made a huge impact in their lives in about 1 or 2. Exactly. I believe in Ruben Amorim. I believe he doesn't need us to tell him what to do. He doesn't need us to tell him what to do in defense and to do this and do that. I believe in Ruben Amorim. Ruben Amorim had a 4 out of 10 window, and he's doing what he's doing right now, unbeaten in 5 at the moment. And hopefully that carries on, of course, guys. And I'm delighted by what Ruben Amorim's doing, and hopefully people can be patient and keep it going, guys. Absolutely, guys. I will be back on Mo's channel. Believe it or not, I'll be back on Judge Mo's channel later on today at 2 p.m. UK time. I will be on there again with Chest for Manchester United. All right, I'll be guys. I would urge everyone to go to that, of course, guys, to go to that stream, of course. I will be transferring everyone over to that stream. Let me see if I can do it now. I'll be transferring everyone over to the stream for the Judge Mode show later on today. So you can back me up and you can back good old Sal, because that's what it's all about, guys. Backing your boy. Back your boy. Back your boy. That's what it's all about, guys, is backing your boy Sal, of course, guys, on the stream. Of course, that is what it's all about. So let me just get to this. And then I'm gonna see if I can transfer you all over to the stream, if quite possible. Because at the end of the day, I need your backing on this stream, of course, guys. Absolutely. Like, right. Redirect. There we go. We're going to go to Judge Mo. We're going to go to that, of course. Judge Mo. All right, we're going to go to here. Okay. Buddy. It's not up. It's not up. I can't do it, unfortunately. Can't do it, unfortunately. Oh, well. Never mind. You have to come there anyway. Helge, the players who don't believe in Amram, I don't believe in exactly. Sal back. What clock did you say? UK time, 2 p.m. Helge, I will be back. You need to come out with chest for the Man United army. The Stretford Post army need to come out in force, guys. That's what we need. 5 likes away, 50. Guys, 50 likes. 50 likes. You know? Come on, guys, we need 50 likes. Do you know who is going to be other guests? Do you have Mr. You can't say that? You can't say that. No, he won't be there. He won't be there today. I have a great panel there today. We have a Liverpool fan, a Chelsea fan, and obviously there's always an Arsenal fan somewhere. You know what I mean? Arsenal fans you find in the back of a sofa. Every Arsenal fans are everywhere. You know what I mean? You walk around, you find an Arsenal fan. You find an Arsenal fan in the back behind a bottle of ketchup in the supermarket. Arsenal fans are everywhere. You know what I mean? Guys. Are you going to see Hossam again and correct him? No, unfortunately, I will not be seeing Hossam. Hossam, look, listen, Hossam, people want me to go on your channel, bruv. You got to call me back, bruv. You know what I mean? People want it, but redemption, Saud redemption, of course. Big up Hossam. Big up everyone. I love the football communities, guys. Absolutely. But you know what? Once I'm on the show tonight, so don't forget to join me 2 p.m. UK time. Absolutely. Absolutely. Not today, unfortunately. Won't be able to cook him today. I haven't got the ingredients. And he's the turkey. I can't cook him. LT, it was also great to see Liverpool fresh by the same Forest that people criticise. Exactly. Oh, you drew last minute against Nottingham Forest. Blasey, blasey, blah. Bloody, bloody, blah. You know what I mean? You know, there you go. I know. I told you that Nottingham Forest are going to be difficult. Secure. Front Holt, Victor Froholt, mate. Victor Froholt. History Channel. Absolutely. There you go, Held. Nah, it's all love in fun and games. It's all love in fun and games, guys. This is Liverpool Man United rivalry, guys. This is not My Little Pony teddy bears. We're not here with all lovely rainbows and unicorns, guys. This is what we do on Stretford Post. You know what I mean? There's banter, but it's respectful banter, of course. Kind of course. We're gonna have a good run of games. Absolutely, my guy. Absolutely, I will be there, Ephraim. Make sure you're there. Make sure you back Sal with chest. You remember? What is it? Was it Wolf on Wall Street? That's what we are, the Stretford Post crew. We do that, guys, every day. Kara, calm down, Kara. And Neville sat down with Ten Hag like he did crimes against community or was a serial killer. 6 losses on 7 Slot. I mean, absolutely, guys. You know what? Look, listen. I want Slot to stay. Slot is a fantastic manager. Yeah, you know what I mean. Slot is a fantastic manager. You know the way Slot can lose 6 games out of 7, like this reverse psychology thing, so that we have a full sense of security. I think it's incredible. I think he's an absolute genius. I think they should keep him. I think he's genius. The way he's lost 6 games out of 7, just to give us a full sense of security, I think it's absolutely fantastic. I think we need to keep Arne Slot in the team, man. As the manager, I really do. I think he's a genius. The way he spent 500 million like that, it's just so amazing. I mean, the way he brought in those players, I mean, just integrated them into the team. 007 and everything. It's amazing. I mean, goodness me. We need to keep him as a manager. What a genius. But Mo says there's no agenda. Mo doesn't like Man United. He hates Man United. But that's it, innit? He doesn't like Man United. That's why I go in there with chest. You know what I mean? I go in the chest. I go in there like Pamela Anderson, man, with chest. I go in there. I don't give it up, guys. I go there with chest. 3 against 1, 4 against 1, 10 against 1. Barking Arsenal fans. La 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 la. Where is your name on the Champions League trophy? La 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 la. When's the last time you won the Premier League title? La 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 la. You know what I mean? But no trophy matters when Man United win it. We'll win the league title and people say, oh, it doesn't really matter. Absolutely. Helge, how they treated Ten Hag and spoke about him like he was a retarded person who won a ticket, was so disrespectful. Slot took over again, league winners in absolutely, bruv. Lots of people showing us to keep away from the Bundesliga, as we didn't know that 10 years ago. Exactly, Lawrence. Mo doesn't like United, so he says there is no agenda against them, which in itself is an agenda. Yeah, he doesn't like Man United. I don't know what happened between him and Man United. I don't know. Maybe he had a trial or something and was rejected. I don't know. But Dave, they say United hates Liverpool. We are offering full support so that we see, you know it, Dave, so they never walk alone in campaigning for slot in. He has transformed the team and we are really envious of their team. You see this, guys? We're doing the reverse psychology thing here. We love Arne Slot, and we think Arne Slot should get another chance at Liverpool. I really do think that, guys. Absolutely. Guys, you're an absolute legends, guys. Don't forget, 2 p.m. I'm back on Judge Mo's show. I'm back on the show after my suspension. I was suspended because I done potty mouth. But listen, guys, I'm not like that usually. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I was trying to get to something, but it didn't work out. You know, sometimes it doesn't work out. But I was suspended. Red card. But I'm back, guys, from my suspension. The key player is back, guys. I will be back 2 p.m. on this show, okay? The Rational League. You know what I mean? At the end. Not the National League. Definitely not the National League. Definitely not. But I will be back, guys. The way Slot is giving away points, he could be renamed Arnie Slot. Arnie, slot it in the back of the net. That's what it's all about. Here you go. Slot it in. Arnie Slot. Arnie Slot. Arnie Slot. Absolutely. Guys, thank you so much. It's been a great show. I really appreciate everyone, guys. I really enjoyed it again, as usual. You're absolute legends, the greatest community in football, of course. Big up Elge, big up Dave, big up everyone in the streams, guys. If I can remember, Lawrence, big up Lawrence, big up our man, big up LT, big up everyone, Ephraim, big up everyone in the stream, guys. My guy Helge, as usual, of course. Big up Daryl. The member, Daryl, thank you so much for being a member. Great content coming from the membership very soon. Sakiru and everyone, guys. I can go through everyone. I really appreciate everyone, guys. Thank you so much for becoming a Stretford Poster, a Chatterboxer, a Breaking Dawner. Thank you, everyone who continues to support me and the channel. Glory, glory, Man United. Long may it continue and long may we grow and prosper. Take it easy, guys. I'm Sal. This is Breaking Dawn. See you later, guys, if you dare. Peace.